greatest Real Madrid player for each squad number from number 1 to number 25. We start off with number 1. Number 1, we know it as a goalkeeper number. We've never had an outfield player wear the number 1 jersey. And we have 3 candidates. I would say Keylor Navas, Thibaut Courtois. And the guy who I'm actually going to choose, Iker Casillas. I don't think it's a debate. One of the greatest Real Madrid players of all time. And his years as a goalkeeper, the accolades he achieved. One of the greatest goalkeepers of all time. It would be criminal for me to choose anyone above Iker Casillas for best number 1 for Real Madrid. Number 2, I would say, is a tricky one. If this was a few years ago, we would all be saying Chendo. But I think it's fair to say Carvalho is now the greatest number 2 to ever play for Real Madrid. I'm gonna choose Dani Carvalho for greatest number 2 of Real Madrid. Number 3, there aren't many names. You could say Pepe, but I'm going with Roberto Carlos because of how legendary of a player he was. One of the greatest left backs of all time. The guy was so good at left back, so good with free kicks. And to me, greatest number 3 of all time for Real Madrid. Number 4, this one should be an obvious one. I don't think anyone can truly debate here. Of course, we should also respect Fernando Hierro, who was the number 4 before Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos is the greatest number 4 for Real Madrid. His legacy speaks for itself. His 94th minute goal against Atletico. Who else, to be honest? I can't say Hierro. So number 5, it really comes down to 2 players for me. I could say Jude Bellingham, but Jude Bellingham is still at the beginning of his career, and therefore, we're gonna choose the player that Jude Bellingham is trying to be, which is Zinedine Zidane, greatest number 5 of Real Madrid's history. Zinedine Zidane, such a legendary player. His iconic Bayer Leverkusen goal in the Champions League final. Zidane is just one of the greatest, and I think it would be disrespectful if I had to choose Jude Bellingham. Trust me, recency bias will be in this video. But for this one, I think that is just too crazy. Number 6, honestly, not a very crazy number. We haven't had too many great players in this number over the past few years. The recent one was Nacho, great bench player for Real Madrid, very reliable player. But I'm not gonna choose Nacho. I'm going to choose Fernando Redondo. Now, to be honest with you, I didn't watch Redondo play in a live match, but I do know of his legacy, and I do know how good he was. His highlights, Redondo was so insane, elegant on the ball. No doubt, I can't put Nacho on the same bracket as him. Fernando Redondo, greatest number 6 of Real Madrid's history. Number 7, so to be honest with you, you did get kind of clickbaited. I was never going to choose Vinny Jr. I mean, the best number 7 is so obvious. It is none other than one of the greatest of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano, no one will reach this guy's prime. Vinny even knows he will never be Cristiano. I think this one is obvious. It's a runaway. It's Ronaldo. Number 8. To be honest with you, the only great number 8 for Real Madrid that I know of is Toni Kroos. That could be recency bias, but honestly, he's one of the greatest footballers, greatest midfielders of all time. How do I choose anyone else? We could say Valverde. The previous number 8 for Real Madrid was Kaká. Let's be honest here, Toni Kroos is a runaway. We're choosing Toni Kroos. Number 9, so current number 9 is Kylian Mbappe. The previous number 9 was Benzema, but I also understand that we can't disrespect Di Stefano, because sure, Benzema, one of the greatest, Kylian Mbappe, a future great. I can't sit here and say that it's anyone other than Di Stefano, one of the greatest Real Madrid legends of all time. Honestly, when most people think about Real Madrid, they think about the history and they think about Di Stefano. I don't think I have to argue about this. I'm choosing Di Stefano. Now you see, with number 10, I'm not gonna do the same thing. I could choose Puskas, but to be honest with you, who of us even watched Puskas? Let's be honest. None of you watching this video has watched Puskas, so I'm not gonna choose him. And also, the time in which Puskas and Di Stefano were playing, I don't think it was that competitive as the guy who I'm gonna say, which is Luka Modric. I'm choosing him. Luka Modric, greatest number 10 for Real Madrid. If he wins the Champions League this season, that would mean he would be the most decorated Real Madrid player of all time. Most Champions Leagues for a single player in history. Luka Modric, I'm gonna choose him over Puskas, greatest number 10 for Real Madrid. Number 11, honestly, the only great number 11 that I've watched was in fact Gareth Bale. But if I was to choose Gareth Bale, that would be disregarding Paco Ento. So Paco Ento, you probably don't know who this is, but if you've watched enough Real Madrid, you can't really escape this guy's name. Did I watch him? No, I didn't, because he was also playing with Puskas and Di Stefano. But I am smart enough to know this guy is one of the greatest number 11s. 6 Champions Leagues to this guy's name. I'm not gonna choose anyone else but Paco Ento for number 11. But if he didn't exist, I would be choosing Gareth Bale. With number 12, we are going with the Brazilian left back, not Roberto Carlos, it is Marcelo. Yet again, I would be an idiot to choose anyone else. Marcelo, greatest number 12 of Real Madrid's history. And that's what I'm going with. Number 13, listen to me. This one is a head scratcher. This one is so difficult. Number 13 is obviously the second choice goalkeeper. And the thing is, many great goalkeepers have held that number, but they haven't been good in that number. We've had Keylor Navas, he had number 13, but he wasn't at his best when he wore that jersey number. We had Thibaut Courtois, he also wasn't his best when he wore number 13. The only memorable number 13 I know is Andre Lunin. This is recency bias coming into play, but Andre Lunin, his 2023/24 season is unmatched. He led us to the Champions League final. Andre Lunin, best number 13 in Real Madrid's history. Number 14, I have about 4 candidates. I have Joselu, I have Xabi Alonso, Guti Hernandez, but the number 1 guy, the number 14, Casemiro. Casemiro to me, greatest number 14. He won 5 Champions Leagues with Real Madrid. I'm choosing Casemiro for greatest number 14 in the Real Madrid's history. With number 15, I'm gonna go with Valverde, because if you look back, who was any memorable number 15s? I honestly don't remember. I'm gonna go with Fede Valverde, and even though he's number 8 in the current moment, him at number 15, he won 2 Champions Leagues, pivotal in every single Champions League. Yes, I'm choosing Fede Valverde for number 15. Number 16. Listen to me, this is a recency bias, and this is the only option at the moment. So yes, this is going to maybe upset you, maybe confuse you, and maybe even make you laugh, but I'm gonna choose Endrick. Now listen, I'm not choosing him because of what he has done for Real Madrid. I'm choosing him because, let's just say in a few years, this will make sense. So I'm gonna choose Endrick because of what I think he will do in the future. Number 17, I'm stuck between 2 players, Lucas Vazquez, Arbeloa, 2 right backs. But I'm gonna go with Arbeloa here because Vazquez wasn't really a starter. Arbeloa was a starter. So I'm gonna go with Arbeloa for best number 17 of all time for Real Madrid. Number 18, there isn't much names to go off. So therefore, similar to the number 16 situation, I'm gonna go with Tchouaméni here. His 2023/24 season was his best season, and I'm gonna choose him. He carried us through that year. I'm gonna choose Tchouaméni. Number 19, I'm going to choose the same guy I chose at number 10, Luka Modric. You know, he's just one of the greatest Real Madrid players. When he wore this number, he won 2 Champions Leagues, and he also assisted Sergio Ramos' 94th minute goal. Luka Modric, I think, is a runaway for number 19. Number 20, I'm gonna go with Gonzalo Higuain. Now, I could have gone for Asensio, but I'm gonna choose Higuain here. If you've watched Higuain throughout his years, fantastic player. He was at Real Madrid for a long time, a goal-scoring machine at the time. I'm going with Gonzalo Higuain for number 20. So number 21, also a bit of recency bias here, but I'm gonna go with Brahim Diaz. I could have chosen Morata, but for number 21, I just think Brahim is going to do more for Real Madrid in the future, and therefore I'm gonna choose him. Greatest number 22, I'm gonna have to go with Isco here. Isco's prime, nobody touches him. He bench Gareth Bale. He was pivotal in 2 Champions Leagues for Real Madrid, 2017 and 2018 one. Isco, a prime starter for Zizou, and I'm gonna go with Isco for number 22. Number 23, I was struggling a bit here. I didn't know if we should choose Ferland Mendy, Sergio Reguilon. We're gonna go with David Beckham here, and I'm choosing him just because he's David Beckham, and because he did have a good spell at Real Madrid. I'm gonna choose David Beckham. For number 24, I'm going with Makelele. So Makelele, when he was at Real Madrid, people didn't appreciate him, but he was similar to Tchouameni, a CDM. People don't appreciate CDMs that much. So Makelele's time at Real Madrid will go underrated, no doubt. But I'm choosing Makelele for greatest number 24. And then the last number 25, a goalkeeper number. But I'm not gonna choose a goalkeeper for number 25. I'm gonna choose Eduardo Camavinga, because his first season for Real Madrid, a pivotal bench player, and him just as a number 25, fantastic. Eduardo Camavinga, greatest number 25. So listen, that is just my opinions. You guys can disagree, and I know you are gonna disagree on some points here. If you enjoyed, smash like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Peace out.